Hello. Hi. Oh my gosh.
Nice
I'm Tyler.
to meet you, Tiffany.
Great to meet you, Tiffany.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
My name is Tiffany Haddish. Tyler might know me from stand-up comedy and a TV show called The Carmichaels on NBC and a movie called Keanu with Key and Peele.
Thank you for having me.
Well, yes.
I love your house.
Thank you. Thank you. This is my home.
It's amazing.
We are at the world-famous Laugh Factory Comedy Club, and to me, this is my home away from home. Like, this is my safe place. I perform here all the time. I grew up in here. Well, I've been watching Tyler for a while now, and I think what he's doing is really positive and very helpful to people, and especially people that need help. And, I mean, I could definitely use some help.
All these people coming through, I'm like...
It's a lot of people. Like, oh, I got some strong communicators.
There's some strong communicators coming through.
Y'all stand down for a second. Stand down, okay?
Gotta give the speech. Gotta give the speech. Do you have any objects?
I do have an object.
Okay, so I might hold on to that.
There you go.
Great. Okay, I'm just gonna scribble, and we'll see who's wanting to talk.
This is a ring that's very special to me because it belonged to someone that I love dearly. It would mean a lot to me today to get to know that she's good. It would mean the world to me.
Okay, I just have to quickly mention the woman who's referencing to the lungs. She's immediately having me talk about this, and this is a big thing. This isn't sudden or quick or fast like a heart attack. This is a chronic lung problem this woman had, and she's having me reference to the fact that she wanted to be known she was not suffering and was not in any pain in the moment that she passed. But she said she went through a hell of a lot in her life because I feel like passing away would almost be a relief from what I'm having to go through. And there's a feeling of like, I'm free of this. I'm not dealing with this anymore. Would you know who that would be?
My cousin Melita,
All right.
who passed away at like 32. We were all under the impression that she had like a heart issue, but she was always having like liquid on her lungs, and they were always draining her lungs. And she always had like a hard life, I think, because she just always felt like everybody was against her. And I used to be like, think positive, be positive. Like, but she never really listened to me on that note.
And when she comes through, I think that just the fact that she connects shows that regardless of what she dealt with in life, she still comes through, and the love is there, and it's clear, because that's why she connects. So,
Yeah.
You know, I think that that's, if anything, like a relief to know.
Yeah, definitely.
And whose ring was this? I'm curious.
Oh, that was my cousin Melita's ring.
Wow.
I just feel like there was more to be said, more to do, more life to live, you know? When he talked about how she was like suffering, it was a relief for her to pass. That meant a lot to me. And I miss her.
Don't know what this is. I don't know where I'm going with this, but I have to talk about this dynamic. There's a father figure that ultimately leaves the family and then ultimately makes a reconnection either when the children are grown up. Do you know if anyone has any Philadelphia connections?
Not that I know of.
Okay, no worries. Do you know much about your dad's side of the family?
No.
Okay.
I just know a little bit. Oh, wait a minute, hold up.
Yeah.
Well, he was in Philly for a little bit when I found him.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Okay.
so, like, my whole point to meet my father was just to know, like, genetically, what do I have to expect?
Sure.
You know, and where the hell your ass been? Where your ass was at when I was out here living in the streets?
Yep.
You know, and, yeah.
The feeling is of basically a father figure missing out at some of the more developmental stages in life, and then ultimately kind of coming around once people have already been raised. The reason why this comes through is that man's father comes through on the other side and is making a connection to you and talking about basically what would be his son's actions or inactions. This man is coming through and basically acknowledging, I'm sorry that my son wasn't able to be the dad that he could have been. And the reason this comes through is there's a feeling of knowing that that relationship is only what it is to the extent that it is. You can only do so much. And the way this comes across is a feeling of even though there is this reestablished thing, I do not see the relationship necessarily getting super strong, super close, or super connected. Does that make sense to your knowledge?
Yes. I reconnected with my dad when I was like 27. I offered to like let him come stay with me and let me take care of him, and then he like disappeared again. And so now he like reappeared, and he says he wants to come stay with me now, and there's a part of me that's like, well, you kind of missed that boat.
Right. And it seems that with everything that's coming through, it seems to kind of indicate from presumably his dad, who's fast coming through, the acknowledgement is basically know what you're responsible for, know what you're not. And you're not responsible for him.
Right.
And there's an acknowledgement of you have permission to not feel like you have to be, you know, super close. Don't feel like you had to be super close with the timing. And you have
That's
to
what I want to tell him so bad.
For sure.
I'm gonna let him watch the show.
Yeah, well, that works. That works.
Right.
So please know that that message is coming through from both grandfather and then like a grandmother figure.
Tell him I said thank you, and I never got to meet them, but thank you.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh. Well, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much for coming. Yes, you were awesome.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Absolutely.
You're the best.
Oh.
Give me that. This was like a weird family reunion with a white mediator. It was.
If you ever have any other questions, I'm always here.
Oh, well, I will be calling. You know, I've been pretty much by myself my whole life. And so I feel alone a lot of the time. And like, I'm just doing this on my own. And for those people to come through, it's like, wow, I haven't been on my own all this time.